What's up guys, how are you all doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I want to talk about Lucid Motors. Now Lucid Motors recently they just had their EPA testing done to their vehicle, their sedan, and it has received a 517 mile range. So that's what we're going to be talking about today and why it's so important. So before we get started, like the video if you haven't already and subscribe so we can get right into it. So Lucid Motors on their first vehicle now received a range of 517 miles. Now that is really important because range is an important aspect of EV adoption. We need more range. Now if you have a car that is like the Porsche Taycan, it's really expensive, has just barely 200 miles of range, that really isn't going to sell as well as say a car that's just the same price but has more than double the range, about 150% more range, which is incredible for what they're actually doing. That just shows that that car is incredibly well built in its battery and motor drivetrain. They have actually put a lot of effort into it and they've actually gotten a range of up to 500 miles, and that is incredible. That actually beats the current Model S, which makes it the longest range EV available to buy, which isn't actually available to buy yet. It'll probably be available next year in 2021, but that is still an EV with a range of 500 miles. Now Tesla is going to have a battery day that's coming up just over a month from now, and really we're going to be able to see what Tesla has been up to, and who knows, maybe their plaid powertrain actually does get a 500 mile range. Who knows? I don't know. But basically currently Lucid Motors has the longest range EV that has been tested by the EPA. And that is really important. For the mass adoption of EVs to occur, we need the range to be this substantial, like 500 miles, 400 miles, something like this, something substantial. It can't just be 200 miles or something. 300 miles is probably going to be the standard, which are going to be like the cheap EVs, like the really cheap EVs, like sub $20,000 in the future by 2030. 300 miles is going to be like the standard for those, and over 500 miles probably for these cars or these more luxurious EVs in the future. And it's so important to have that because people look at range. They don't want to be stranded somewhere. And if you say a car only has 200 miles of range, Porsche Taycan, and the same priced car has 500 miles of range, well, that is pretty much an easy sell, especially since they're about the same price. And plus, the Lucid is supposed to be pretty luxurious in its terms, so that actually adds to the benefit. But essentially, for mass EV adoption, you really need this long range. Now, the one thing that I really am hopeful for is that Lucid can actually produce the vehicle and produce it in large quantities and produce it well enough where they can actually get it out to customers. Obviously, it's going to be a niche market vehicle. They're not going to sell as many of these as they are going to sell, for example, a Model 3, but they can probably get to a point where they're probably selling half the number of cars that Tesla Model S sells. So they can probably get to that point because, let's be honest, it's a more expensive car than a Model S, but obviously it should be a more capable car. Now, as of now, that's all we really know about. We just know the range. We don't know anything else about it. We don't know the charging speed. We don't really know that much about the car itself. But based on what we've seen in the past and seeing that Lucid is actually a company who can actually deliver, I am very hopeful for this upcoming future, and I really think that Lucid can actually do a really good job. Now next year Cybertruck is supposed to come out by the end of next year, and maybe, as Elon actually said, and it's actually stated on the website, that the Tesla Cybertruck, they would be producing the tri-motor and the dual motor first rather than the single motor, and the tri-motor variant actually has a 500 mile range. So next year, hopefully, that will get an EPA testing and we'll have a proper rated range for that. And that is a truck, so obviously it's going to require a lot more batteries. But nonetheless, we're getting to a point where EVs are getting so much range where it basically becomes your choice, a consumer's choice of how much money they want to spend and what they want in an EV, rather than I have to find an EV with enough range. So the questions that people ask change. They no longer are worried about range. They're more worried about other stuff now. For example, price, safety, all the other stuff that comes into play when you're talking about vehicle sales. So I'm very hopeful for this company. I really want to see one on the road, and who knows, maybe I can actually try one out for if I get lucky somehow. I don't know how that'll happen, but we'll see. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little very quick video here, just a quick update essentially, and comment down below what you guys think. I'll talk to you there. All right, peace.